Guys, today I'm going to be telling you about the Clarendon Oxford University Scholarship. But before I do that, I will tell you a little about Oxford University. I know most of you know about Oxford University. The University of Oxford is a collegiate research university in Oxford, England. The University of Oxford is a collegiate research university in Oxford, England. There is evidence of teaching in as early as 1096, making it the oldest university in the English speaking world and the world's second oldest university in continuous operation. So, that is just a little about Oxford. And if you want to know more about Oxford too, I can take you through Oxford about us, and you can see informations about Oxford University. So let's look at the fact and figures. Let's just have a look quickly and see what Oxford University have got. There are a lot of information there, but what interests me is the rate in which they've got in the past years. Oxford was ranked first in the world in the Times Higher Education for 8 consecutive years from 2017 to 2024. And probably next year, we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they will also take it up again. So this is just to tell you a little about Oxford. But anyway, coming back there to the Clarendon scholarship, I would just like to give you a little brief of what a scholarship is all about. But first, let me start with the selection criteria anyway, and I will come back to tell you more about the scholarship. Selection criteria vary slightly depending on the subject area and whether applicants apply for a third or research degree. These are things that will determine, okay? But then importantly, outstanding academic record is important. By the way, you don't need to apply for this. Once you've applied for to study in Oxford University, you're automatically selected. If you apply before the deadline of December 1st, so you're automatically selected. Um, an academic, an excellent academic record is essential. The majority of successful scholars usually have at least a first class honors degree or its equivalent. For example, a GPA score of at least 3.7 if the mark if is out of 4. Noting that a lot of the Clarendon scholars achieve higher than this score. So you would be needing a first class or something very close to a first class. Or an applicant must have an outstanding academic record at master's level, noting that an exceptional master's degree can compensate for a moderate first degree performance. Requirement may vary between disciplines and from year to year depending on the strength of the field. Other evidence of higher education achievements may include individual marks on students' transcript, evidence of previous university prize and award, information on your overall position within your cohort and publications if applicable. So this will determine and also is future potential and aptitude. Particular consideration is given to an applicant's future academic potential and aptitude of the proposed course of study. This may be assessed by reviewing references and research proposals to determine evidence of an applicant's aptitude for research and the likelihood of contributing significantly to the field of study. So, and lastly, student motivation. Anyway, that's about the selection criteria. But I would like to take you more now. Let's see what a scholarship is all about. You can see for full-time scholarship, actually, we have full-time. This application scholarship is both for full-time, part-time, and full-time applicants, and also can be is eligible. People who are doing master's degree and doctorate degree are all eligible. Okay, the scholarship is open for to all subject areas and to all candidates who apply for masters and doctor of philosophy course by December or January admission deadline, whichever is relevant to you to your course. Now let's look at the graduate application deadline. By applying for graduate study, you will automatically be considered for a Clarendon scholarship. You do not need to submit any additional document or any or there are no separate scholarship application form for Clarendon. You must apply by December or January admission deadline, whichever is relevant to your course, in order to be considered. So you can go to the pages for the courses pages and see the application deadline. And for the value of this scholarship is, let me just go through it. Scholars on a full-time course will receive an annual grant for living expenses of at least the UKRI minimum doctoral stipend rate, which is normally sufficient to cover the living costs of a single student living in Oxford. In 2023 to 2024, scholars received at least £18,622 as a grant. So that is what you're gonna receive within this range as a grant to cover your living expenses. And duration of this scholarship and Clarendon scholarship are normally offered for a scholar's period of fee liability. This is the period for which you are liable to pay cost fees to the university. The fee liability page explains this in full and also gives information about charges that may be applied after the period, known as continuation charges, which are not covered by the Clarendon Fund. So, number one is that they're gonna be paying your fees, and in addition, they're gonna give you the stipend of up to £18,000, 18,622 as at last year. So that is about Clarendon University. For nationality, every nationality is awarded, is allowed to get a scholarship. They say there are no restriction by nationality or control of ordinary residents. Clarendon scholars come from across the world, from the US to Australia, Venezuela to Vietnam, and from Norway to Nigeria. So you can see from every part of the world, you are able to access this scholarship. You can see it's boldly written from Norway to Nigeria. So for my folks from Nigeria, for those from Ghana, from those from Zimbabwe, from those from Kenya, from those from everywhere you're watching me from, India and all the rest of them, you're able to access this scholarship without any difficulty. And for the level of study, I've already said it, masters and Doctor of Philosophy. For information about part-time application, you can hit up here. It's also similar requirement. I won't be going through all of this, but I just wanted to see what it looks like. And for area, it's all across the university. There is no restriction on subject areas. Other criteria: candidate applying to start a new Doctor of Philosophy or Master's course at Oxford eligible. This includes students who are currently studying for a master's degree at Oxford but who will be reapplying for a Doctor of Philosophy or applying for a second master's course. They are also eligible. Okay, yeah, so this information are different. If you want to differ your application, then you can hit up that information. Okay, but if you are applying for a part-time studies, you can hit up the part-time applicants and you can see information about this. It is also similar to what we've just gone through. So there are just a few differences from how you can apply. So this is it about Clarendon scholarship. Like I told you, current application is ongoing. You can just hit up the University of Oxford and you can go to academics admission. You can see undergraduate or graduate and you can choose what you want to study and you can start up your application. Once you've applied before the deadline, be rest assured that you are going to be considered for this. But then there are a few factors which are in consideration, and it includes looking at your academic performance and a number of other informations which I've already gone through. So this is how you can hit up and start your application with Oxford University and access the Clarendon scholarship. So guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here, and I hope that you give this a shot. If you like to study in Oxford University, which is one of the most reputable universities in the world, then you can give this a shot and try it out. So you can go to courses when you've got to graduate and you can explore the courses just in case you are not too familiar with how to do this application. For example, if I want to go through this, I can just look up, let's say, engineering, because I'm an engineer, so most of my life going to check out engineering courses. Otherwise, yeah, so you can hit up this place and you can put up your keyword if you want. If you want to select full time or part time, all those things, you can filter it. But for me, I just want to leave it open and can see all the engineering sciences here. Okay. If you want to go to medicine, you can also go to medicine. If you want to go to economics, you can go to economics and look up what they've got for economics. You see, Dr. Phil is 3 to 4 years, and if it's part time, it's 6 to 8 years. Um, and also see financial economics. That's just 9 months MSc. Wow, that's too fast. I can see 1 month for economics and social history, MPhil, and you can just explore it, play around it, find your course, and hit it up. So, guys, this is how to go about Clarendon University Scholarship, and this will give you just an opportunity to access world-renowned institution and get it at a free of cost with stipend, even something you never dream of. Well, do not be afraid to apply for this school. If you've got what it takes, if you've got good grade, you can actually make it. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys, and I wish you the best of luck. I hope to see you in my next video. Cheers.